Check, check, 1, 2. Alright, looks like that mic working. Let's see. Let's go to this other race and see if there's more cars in there. Woodschleifen. That'd be fun. See if there's anybody on there. Nobody on the track. Let's do the multi-class. Let's go to settings first. The video setup. Okay, there's a bunch of S-Class in there.
Nice to meet you. I'm Silly Kitty.
That's right. first lap of the day. Hello, welcome to the stream.
Incoming ad break.
Can you use a little more camera? I'm seeing positive numbers on the front by about half a degree. Felt pretty good. It's just I see the camera's not quite as good as it could be. It's a very twisty track, lots of turns, and some real sharp ones too. Yeah, that looks better there. I should make the front tires flatter in the curves. More contact on the road. Still look like I need more camera. Wow. Alright, locked up. I have a little too much brake pressure, I think. No ABS and no traction control, so it's a little bit slippery. Good luck, guys. Well, didn't get much practice in with the new settings, but we'll try it. Should be fine. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Hope everybody's doing pretty good today. For me, it's too early to tell. I just woke up. Woke up and was like, man, I feel like racing. Disconnected. Man, it's doing that a lot. Right before a race, too. It sucks. Let's see if this race is about to start. It's Nürburgring. I don't think there wasn't anybody else on the track when I checked it earlier. I'd rather run this race, but I don't want to do it just with my car on the track, so we'll see. Got some racers on here now. Been a few minutes since I was in here. Nordschleife. There's some people in here now. Oh yeah. Kind of speed we're going up against here. 7.1. These menus are so slow. Yeah, a couple of them got me on speed, but I got them on acceleration, so I think it'll be fine. Man, these menus suck. You can tell they're made for an Xbox. Don't work worth a flip for PC. Alright. Make sure we got enough top speed. Yeah, 201. I don't think it'll hit that anyway, so that's plenty. We gotta reduce the brake pressure. It's locking up too easy. It's doing that on the last track too, so from 87 to 86%. Oh, making that turn. Running too fast, I guess. much camber and the road at the same time. It's a little sketchy. Woo! We're in slippery. To the carousel. So I got the graphics turned up too much. I'm noticing I'm not hitting my target frame rate. 175% resolution on top of ultra wide 1440p is way up there in the pixel count, so dial it down a little bit. Let's see if the frame rate comes up. Yeah, that looks a lot better. No ABS, no traction control, and no rear wing. It is a handful. I like the challenge. It would be faster with all that turned on, but this is way more fun. Strong finish. What a good looking field of cars. Make sure we got the fuel right. Yeah, I got enough fuel for 2 laps on a 1-lap race, but oh, interesting. Running soft tires. Yeah, I don't have the stickiest tires. Everybody else is running soft. With the exception of him. Yeah, I got another tune-up for that, but it's too late to load it now. It'll be alright. Alright. Kind of missing my triple monitor setup. That was kind of nice having the monitor on the left and the monitor on the right attached to the ends of this ultra wide. It's pretty immersive. This is still really good though. Fortunately, one of those monitors fell off the desk and broke. Oh, I was sick to my stomach. It's a really good one too.
Incoming ad break.
Yeah, see. bit light there.
Welcome Damperglobe3392.
Hey Damper, how's it going, bud? Yeah, I just returned to Forza yesterday. I guess it's been a couple months since I've played this. I've missed the car and track selection. A lot of the other games don't have. I picked up that game Le Mans Ultimate the other day and was really disappointed that you can't, as a rookie in the game, you have to grind to open up the tracks and stuff. It's like, not really what I was looking for. So I was like, well, let's just check out Forza. It's been a while. What have you been up to? I think she's maxed out, boys. I got no rear wing, and I've got no ABS, and I've got no traction control on, so I got the difficulty cranked all the way up. This guy loves to bump me, doesn't he? Oh, cottage fishing. Cool. Were you out on the ice or were you on the shore? What kind of fish they got around there? Or what were you going after at least? 728, I think that's my new personal best, and that's with traffic, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think my previous best was 740. I'm just happy to keep it on the track. That track's got so many twists and turns. The boat. Oh, okay. Brook trout. Okay. I don't think I've ever had brook trout. Are y'all doing catch and release, or y'all cooking up some dinner or storing stuff? What kind of bait do you use to catch the brook trout? I think my best bait I ever use, if I was doing for like bluegill and stuff like that, I would use crickets on a cane pole. That worked pretty good with a bobber, with a little float. Let them hang down about that far. I loved it. And then if I was doing bass, like smallmouth and largemouth bass, I used to use a little, it's about that long, couple inches, 3 inches long, and it was purple with glitter in it. It looked like purple glitter paint. And the bass loved that one. I guess they could see it pretty good in the pond water. 10 or 12? Yeah. Map spinners. So it's got like a shiny silver spinner on the back of it that when you drag it through the water. Map spinners. Not real familiar with that term. Oh, MEPS. MEPPS. Yeah, okay. So like these kind. Oh yeah, triple hook, stuff like that. That's cool. Yeah, I've used some of those before. That style anyway, maybe not that brand or anything, but I usually hook myself with them pretty good with a triple prong. Seems like every time I pick one up or get hung on something, trees and
Check out the
everything else.
Pando Pet Cafe to play with me.
Looks like the fuel's right. Bunch of cars in here. Guess we should probably qualify just to, so we're not starting in the very, very back, you know?
It's delicious. Stamper Globe 3392.
I'm streaming on Twitch, TikTok, and YouTube right now. Just FYI. No, I don't know this track. What the hell is this? Okay, we used to go the other direction. I feel like I'm going backwards. Making right turns instead of left turn. Yikes. It's gonna take some getting used to. Never played it this way. Maybe I did and it's just been so long I've forgotten it. Check this camber. Not be too aggressive. I look about right on the camera on the front right. Yeah, this is weird in reverse. Making right turns on an oval. That's un-American. Gotta stay on the rubber. This is really weird. It's interesting. Just not sure how fast I can go or anything yet. Let's look at that rear camber. Yeah, it's on the money. I think we're good on the camber. Oh shit, I couldn't tell where the turn was. I was looking like, where is the damn turn? Huh. Yeah. Probably should turn on the driving line so I know where to turn and brake, but let's keep it interesting. There's no fun if there's no challenge. Get some socks. My feet are weak. Got all the windows open in here. It's like 71. That's pretty chilly for me. if you're not doing anything, you know, just sitting. A little bit cool. But 1,000-watt power supply and a 374-watt video card and a 50-watt CPU, plus all the other peripherals. It will get warm in here. 2 monitors, all the lights, and me putting off heat, so I figured it'll warm up. Plus it's gonna get warmer outside, so it won't be so cold. I think it's like 65 Fahrenheit outside. That feels good, because sometimes you get to sawing this wheel back and forth for 10 or 15 minutes in a row. It can get pretty warm. Just looking at the stream health, it looks good. Uploading at 11.6 megabit. Alright, let's feather this throttle and get a good launch. Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. Oh my god, some bad drivers in there. What the hell are you doing, dude? Typical Forza. Everybody crashes on the first corner. Jesus. These guys can't pass without hitting somebody.
Incoming ad break.
Where the fuck do you see space there, bro?
Somebody's rolling their R's. I don't know where that goes from. Uh-oh, going fast. I got the collision severity. I was just going tanking a line. I wasn't doing any better. Cannot see these turns. This guy gotta hit me every time he comes around. There he goes, hitting me again. Lovely. Love it, love it, love it. I cannot see that turn come up. It's so dark. Track's so dark there. I don't know. I just don't see it. I think part of the problem, the bumpers on the edge of the road are yellow and white, and they're barely visible. I wish they were red and white. You could see them then. So on those corners where it's just flat, you just can't tell where the edge of the road is. Especially going in reverse like they got us going here. Just not expecting these turns. Yellow and white just doesn't show up very good against the gray background. Hard to see the apex.
Welcome FDF_Lion.
Hey, what's up, Lon? How you doing, bud? Ah, crap, I missed this corner again. That one gets me a lot. Just not used to driving this track in reverse, so it's kind of throwing me. Rolls out on the big end. I never look at that little mini map on the bottom left, so maybe I should do that a little more often so I know what's coming up. hell of a challenge. It's fun. Yeah, this one right here is what gets me every time. I just forget about it. And then I start looking, I'm like, where's the damn... Which way am I going? Left or right? Hell, I don't know. End up going straight into the wall. I don't usually play, I usually run an S-Class car, but I usually play multi-class. And multi-class tracks are different than what you get in if I'm playing in like an S-Class race only right now. And these S-Class bucket, they have a lot of tracks going in reverse, and they have tracks that are half the distance where they've cut part of the track out. So then I'll be taking a turn full throttle, then there's a concrete barrier, and I'm like, what? Why is that there? I get it roped off. I'm running without traction control and without ABS, and I don't have a rear wing either, so she's pretty slippery but fast in the straights. I'm really having to finesse the throttle out of these corners. I can't just whack it like the guys that have traction control turned on. That's why I'm rolling into the throttle and rolling into the brakes. Yeah, that's real deceiving. It looks like you go that way. And I got no driving line or braking line turned on either, so it's a mystery wrapped up in an enigma. But I like it, it's fun. I just did the Nordschleife this way. That was pretty cool. Back in, trying to come around. Barely wore the tires at all. I was definitely going too slow. That's fun. Track rotation's quite poor for the hoppers recently. Yeah. Yeah, that's been something else. Just not used to it. I always raced multi-class, but this morning I'm kind of going wherever the people are because they're not completely populated. See, we got some people on the YouTubes and Twitch and TikTok. Good morning, everybody. Just getting started here. If you like what you see, you want to get involved, don't forget to follow or subscribe, depending on what platform you're on. So this is Michelin. Hopefully it's not a funky version of it. Oh, they're just doing the same tracks. I haven't noticed. I just came back to Forza yesterday for the first time in probably a couple months, I'd guess. And Damper said he hadn't played in a couple weeks too. Yeah. I've been playing Assetto Corsa Evo, which is in early access. Because I can play it on the flat panel like this, or I can play it in VR, and it's kind of fun to play in VR. And then I also picked up Le Mans Ultimate. And that game's got a lot of hype surrounding it, but I just don't... I wasn't real impressed. Caught me on the spot, yeah. That Le Mans Ultimate's got some nice things about it, but it reminds me of the previous Assetto Corsa Competition instead of Evo, where like you join a server and that server just plays that same track. That's it. So you have to leave the server, go to another one. You lose your friends you were racing with, and it's just, I don't understand how they hadn't figured out. Forza's actually a lot better in that respect about keeping your group together, because you all go to the next track together. And Le Mans Ultimate's the same way, where you join a track and then that's it. You lose everybody you were just racing with. Some people may like it like that, but I don't. You literally have to disconnect from that server, go to the browser, find somebody else hosting something. And also, everything's behind a paywall, kind of like iRacing. You want more tracks? Okay. You get to buy this. You need more cars? Well, you got to do the DLCs, and you got to buy those. You know, it's just kind of, yeah. Yeah, hopping from one thing to another. Definitely when I came to Forza right off the rip, I was like, oh my gosh, my car's got so much oversteer. It was incredible. As the roll offset, I had it at extreme ends on the front to help it turn, and the rear to help it turn, and it was just whoop, just loop-de-loops. I'm like, gosh, how did I ever drive this car like that? I used to be fast with it. So I took all that offset and got it centered now, and then turned off the traction control and the ABS and the driving line and stability control, and it's everything is just raw. So I'm in this S class, but I'm not running my race tires. I'm running the sport tires. I think everybody's running soft because these are a lot shorter. Yeah, I don't have the right tires. I've got another tune-up, but I didn't have any time to load the tune between the race. I mean, it just starts and that's it. So we'll see how we do. Kind of at a disadvantage with these tires for sure. But if I run the race tires, then I gotta reduce the horsepower by about 60 or 80 horsepower. And the car's heavier. Can run more ballast to keep it within spec for the race. So just run it like this, I guess. Yeah, I don't understand why they don't let you make changes in the last 30 seconds. I mean, I think most of these modern Xboxes have SSD hard drives, don't they? I've got a crazy fast hard drive. It runs at 14,500 megabit. It's crazy fast. So my load times are, you know, awesome. But here we are waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm sure for somebody's Xbox to catch up. So everybody loads in at the same time. But yeah, I mean, I should be able to save my tune and go in and out real quick, and you just can't. Looks like we're going to get run over in the first corner like usual. I'm trying to take it easy because we got cold tires, but a lot of these guys just are trying to get out front at any cost, and they will push you out of the way. If you're not going crazy fast in the first corner. So this is the corner you got to take it easy, and these guys are pushing me out of the way. Look at this guy turning right. That's a left. You know, what's he doing? There's another bump. He tried to ram right through me. That's why he got ghosted. These guys are nasty. Oh shit, no wing, no traction control. Try my best not to touch anybody else's car. Just wish everybody else would have that same principle. Woo! Squirrely. Softened up the springs and the damper in the front yesterday. It was a little bit of a bouncy house. Feels pretty good now. Before it was so bouncy in the front, or because the springs were too stiff. Whenever you come up to a stop, it would go kind of porpoising. Turn. Really ease into the throttle here. Okay, that's not good. That's not good. Back in, got loose, coming over the hill. But that's part of the fun of it. Unpredictable. Nostradamus himself couldn't predict what this car is going to do sometimes. One funny bounce and it's trying to kill you. So I'm being patient with this guy in front of me, but the one behind me, I don't know. He's awful close. Yep, there he goes, hitting me already.
Incoming at brake.
What the dude? I'm going straight. Why are you hitting me? That's not a bad driver. That's just an evil driver. There's no excuse for that. Shouldn't be trying to stay a millimeter away from somebody like that. This car is pretty lightweight, so it just can't take getting battered. It gets knocked off the road all the time. Really didn't want to turn there. A little bit there. Everybody's just running each other off the road. I try not to retaliate because it usually just ends up in a losing battle. You just make everything worse for yourself, you know? Yeah, they come to win and that's it. My thing, I just like to go fast with fast cars around me. I just think that's fun. I can have the exact same amount of fun in first place as I can in 15th. It just doesn't matter to me.
Welcome, German.
I mean, it's fun to win, of course, but I think you're adopting the mentality that you can have a good time without winning is good. And that's just how I was raised. You know, I played baseball growing up, B-League and stuff, and you know, back then you taught your kids, like, you don't always win. You don't always get a trophy. You don't always get a participation award, you know. The better team wins, and that's it. Here we go again. Knocked around. Yeah, these people they don't mind ruining your fun, do they? So like third or fourth time I got spun out. So, you know, if you come into it with attitude like I have to win at all costs, then when you do get spun out, you're so upset you don't enjoy it. I'm still gonna have fun. I don't care. I'd rather them not spin me out, but I just want to go fast. That's all. Yeah, wheel-to-wheel racing's fun. Keep it tight, but keep it clean. No bumping, no touching, no pushing. I don't even block. That's the only time I'd ever block is intentionally is maybe the last corner and I'm in first place and I do want the win in that case. But I won't knock somebody off the road to win. That's bullshit. But there's definitely a group of people that cannot handle a loss. They rage quit and all that stuff, you know. People like that will never get better at a game or whatever task they're doing if they always quit. Yeah, I got 0 penalties. All these bumps have been somebody else hitting me. That's a fun track. It just feels, you know, some tracks don't feel fast, but this one does. You're always moving pretty quick. And it's bumpy and hilly, a lot of undulations, and suspension's getting a good workout. This guy's getting it, ain't he? Oh, we're both struggling.
Nice to meet you. I'm Silly.
He may not have traction control either. You look pretty squirrely. This is a nice thing about not having a wing on the rear, and it's really fast on the straights. Why's he going so slow now? Weird. That's fun. Yeah, we did a 125 lap. That's decent. I mean, that would have put me right here. Probably second. If I did that every lap and didn't get run off the road. It's a lot of ifs. I don't mind rubbing and bumping on lots of the touring cars. They do it all the time. It's blatant ramming and pushing. Yeah, that's... Yeah, and some people are real subtle about it. Like, they'll see you coming up behind them to come around them. You're on the left side of the road, and they'll just kind of... They won't bump you, but they'll ease over and make sure you can't get around them. So you got to jam on the brakes, so you go in the dirt, you miss the turn. You know, it's that subtle... I don't know what you would call it. Subtle ramming. Subtle blocking. It's like, uh-huh. Yeah, see, this Nürburgring is really short. They shorten it for this. We'll look at the multi-class and see what's available. Yeah, it can be a frustrating game, and sometimes I do lose my shit. But for the most part, I try not to let it bother me so much and just try to enjoy the drive. Let's see if multi-class has got... Brands Hatch. That's probably my least favorite track. I always fall asleep. I get sleepy on that track. It's so boring. It's only nine turns? There's just nothing to it. And the S-Class is not permanent, so it's only going to last for 11 hours. Now, S-Class has gone to Maple Valley. That doesn't start for quite a while. I love Mount Panorama, but that's not available yet. So I think we'll do the Brands anyway, because it's going to start right now. And I haven't run it in a long time, so maybe I won't get bored with it. Pretty much only drive the Lola. Kind of like in the real world, I just have one race car. Spend all my time tuning and dialing it in. It just works pretty good for me. I know there's better cars out there, but then you start getting the meta haters, you know. People start bitching, you're driving a meta car, blah, blah. So I just drive this. I've had a couple people try to gaslight me and tell me this was the meta car, the Lola was. I'm like, what? Please. It's a good car, but I wouldn't call it a meta car. There are definitely better cars. But, you know, back in the day, in the 60s, a little bit before my time, I'm 50 years old, but in the 60s, if you wanted to go fast on a budget, you bought a Lola, because you couldn't afford a Cobra, an AC Cobra, or a Ferrari or something, you know. So the racers back then would buy Lolas. Oh, you flip between all different cars? Yeah, I keep trying. I've got a couple cars in my at one time I had a bunch of cars, but I always came back to the Lola because I could make it do what I wanted it to do for the most part. And a lot of cars I just felt like, it's really good at turning, but it sucks in the straight, or, you know. I just felt like the Lola was, you know, it's pretty fast. I mean, it'll run a 9-second quarter mile. That's pretty fast. So if you can tame it, I mean, it's one of those cars I feel like it's always trying to kill you. So you have to be on your toes. It's not really conducive for looking over at the chat and back. It's not really good for that, but it's just fun. Alright, we did our fuel. So it says we can run a 129 lap potentially if you're a robot. And I don't think I need to change the tune. So let's just qualify so we're not in the very back. Although it is fun starting in the very back sometimes and watching everybody run off the track one by one. Okay, robot. Save my tires, please. They're out here smoking them. 72 degrees in here. It's cool. Pretty. This is Brands Hatch. Okay. I usually run traction control on here, so this is to me one of the most slippery tracks. For some reason, I always had problems with looping the car out on Brands Hatch. I have raced quite a bit of Brands Hatch on a Assetto Corsa Evo, so as long as the track is set up the same, it should be okay. Which it should be. I don't think it's such a short track, I don't think they have any alternate versions of it. But I just gotta get used to the Forza physics. Helicopter, helicopter. And figure out what gear I need to be in. I was driving a Porsche 992, I think it, 993, forget now, but Porsche in Le Mans Ultimate and a Mustang GT3 car. A 5.0 Coyote powered thing. And then a Assetto Corsa Evo, my favorite car is the Oh, what's it called? It's a Maserati GT3 car. It's pretty great. Of course, you can play VR in that, but they don't have the online multiplayer opened up yet. As soon as they do that, I'll be way into that again. But I've had my fill of racing the bots. They don't have the drafting working in this set of Corsa Evo. It sounds like you're drafting. You can hear the wind change, the road noise change, but you can't catch anybody. And the bots drive perfect because I got them set up to 100% just to make it as hard as possible. The only way you can pass the cars in that game is late braking. And there's a couple corners where the AI will not stay on the throttle. They'll back off. Woo! It's slippery there. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I usually run a much longer first gear in this car because the only time you need that first gear acceleration is from a dead stop right here. But after that, you're rolling all the time. So usually I have a first gear that can do nearly 100 miles an hour. But I set this up more for like a drag race so I can leave. If I feather the throttle correctly, I can usually leave people off the line. I've been drag racing since I was 15 years old, so I'm pretty good at feathering the throttle and finding the traction on the launch. So I set it up that way for the best ET possible from a dig, from a dead stop. But yeah, sometimes I downshift to first because I'm thinking it will go 100 miles an hour and it won't. So it's like, it goes down to 60 miles an hour and can make it loop out sometimes if you do that too quickly. Especially with the rear diff kind of tight, like I got it set up on the D-cell. I think the D-cell I've got it at like 35%. That's pretty high. A lot of people zing it all the way down to 0 because they don't want it to try to slow the car down and knock the tires off. So yeah, I just got to get used to it. There's definitely some times, and this car's got enough torque that I should probably just leave it in second gear, because it's got plenty of torque to accelerate out of second. But without the traction control, if you start spinning in first gear, you'll hit the limiter, right? So the wheel speed is limited, and you'll just kind of and then grab second and it'll hook. Well, if you take off from second and it starts spinning, now your wheel speed is 100 miles an hour of spinning instead of 50, and it can go from bad to worse in a hurry. So with traction control, if I had that turn on, you could just floor it and it'll sort it out for you. So it's kind of a balancing act. But yeah, I do downshift a little bit too much sometimes. Be better to carry the speed, but I have to be super careful on the throttle. See if we can get a good launch here. Yeah, that's perfect. It's a little haze of the tires, what you want. Getting hit everywhere. That didn't take long to get hit. Gosh. That corner right there is a good example. First gear keeps me from getting the wheel speed too fast and just boiling the tires. If I took off from second there with cold tires, it would have just cooked them. But if I had traction control on, I could have just floored it. Been no problem,
Incoming ad break.
The Lola, for me, it likes to spin to about 75 miles an hour in first. So that's kind of pretty close to where I've got the first gear set up. I think it's at 69 or 70 miles an hour in first. I'm really enjoying the challenge with that all the safety stuff turned on. Just think it makes it a lot more interesting. But it's definitely not as fast this way. Put it in second here and floor it and see what it does. And hooked up. That's pretty good. I think the tires must be up to temp now. Yeah, they're looking pretty good. I like to be about 200, 210. The rears are a little bit cold. I made the rear springs a lot softer than the front by about 200 to 300 pounds. So my thinking is that it would help it transfer weight to the rear tires coming out of these corners and mitigate that spinning some, since it's rear wheel drive. Now this is a slippery corner here. I have to really feather the throttle. Yeah, I didn't need to go to first there. Roll into the throttle slowly. Pick a lane, buddy. You're in the middle of the road. Ease into it. I'm trying to get better about just whacking the throttle and making it spin out. Overcorrection there. Uh-oh, my shifter messed up. Wouldn't shift for a second there. Had problems with the wheel disconnecting lately. I think what was happening was the collar where you tighten it down, because the wheels are removable, you know. I thought I was getting it all the way tight, but I wasn't. It was binding for some reason. I think I need to lubricate the threads on it. So I thought I was getting it all the way tight, and it wasn't. But I'm pretty sure it's all the way in today, so maybe I won't have so much trouble. But once in a while, it'll just suddenly quit shifting. Like it'll turn, and the feedback will be there, but you can't shift. It'll be stuck in whatever gear it was last in. So I think I may have that solved, but it did mess up just a second ago where it didn't want to shift. I've got the rear diff at 50%, so it's when it does spin, it's spinning both tires. If I drop it down to about 22%, then it'll just spin one tire. And it'll track straight, but it won't accelerate as quick. So the way I've got it set up now with the rear diff at 50%, it'll drift around a lot more than at 20% if it spins around while you're turning. That's kind of a handful, but if I get it right, it accelerates real nice. And it's fun to drive. Get on it a little sooner here. Yeah, usually it hooks up pretty good in second. That corner right there was pretty difficult in this game. In a set of Corsa E, though, with GT3 car, the Maserati will hug that a lot better. I have to really slow down in the Lola here. My mantra is smooth as fast. Just keep repeating that. Keep it smooth. Smooth on the gas, brake, and steering. I didn't give it enough turn. A little sketchy there, but we'll work it out. Trying a third gear here. Get out of the rubber a little bit. Bouncy, bouncy. Doesn't steer real good when the air, when there's air under the front tires instead of pavement. Well, I'm enjoying this track a lot more than I thought I was. I thought it was going to bore me, but it's still really challenging. I guess somebody pitted. I just got into second place. Those guys are running soft tires, maybe. Try a little more Trying to carry more speed through that corner, and I did, but boogity, boogity, boogity. We're passing somebody else. Yeah, those guys are running sticky tires. That's why they were getting so far out ahead. Whoop. Don't need a second gear. Yeesh. The Lola is trying to kill you at all times. You just have to remember that. Driving a car from 1969 is quite different than driving a modern Ferrari. It's like a log wagon with a lot of horsepower. So it likes to very snaky, like a snake. Really hard to carry any more speed through there. And doesn't like that. I keep trying though. I feel like there's a line I can take. I might be able to carry another 5 mile an hour or so through there. The guy behind me's most likely got fresh tires on now, so he's probably going to catch me with the sticky tires. We might be able to hold him on. We'll see. Five minutes. Might be able to get the win here. Smooth as fast. Let's see what we can do here. Let's slow down a little bit. Front tires are getting hot, starting to wear out a little bit. I have to adjust my brake distance a little bit too. Smooth as fast, smooth as fast. That's not smooth. Yeehaw. About had to pull my arm out of the socket to make that turn so fast. On a controller, you can just put your thumb on the stick and do that. It's a lot harder on a wheel. Yeah, the tires are really starting to squeal a lot. Two minutes. Put a little distance on them. Maybe they're back there fighting each other or something. I don't know what's going on back there. They're falling behind. I'm just trying to stay very consistent and smooth. Really slowing down for these corners is slippery. Guy behind me's making a run for it. He's trying to catch me. He's far enough ahead of the third place guy that he can afford to go flat out, make a mistake, and maybe catch me. We'll keep the pressure up a little bit, but nothing too crazy. I think we did it. Got the W. Yeah, hell yeah. Nice. Brands Hatch, first place. Yeah, we didn't have the fastest lap. These guys are faster. But I was consistent. For the most part. It was fun. Hello, welcome to the stream. I see some new people popped in. I'll catch you later, Lion. Have a good day, bro. Yeah, it might behoove me to make that first gear just a little bit longer. Let's see if there's a what other track is available right now. The ramen was good, Thor. I made it super hot. I put a bunch of spice on it. I forgot the brand, but there's a brand here that's really good. I think it's Tony's. How's work going? Ooh, Brands Hatch. Yeah. Not Brands Hatch. Mount Panorama. That's what I was. That'll be a good track. Work going all right? All right. Let's make that first gear a little bit longer. $68 miles an hour in first. Let's do 75. $20 mile an hour difference. And probably don't need to go 200 miles an hour very often. Looks pretty smooth there. Doo-doo-doo. Something a little wonky in this one. First, second, third gear. It's a little wonky there. It looks pretty good. Nice smooth distance between them. That's pretty good. Should accelerate about the same because it might hook a little bit better with the longer first gear. And when I go down to first, it won't lose so much speed. Carry more through the corners. It should help. It's just a minor change, not a big deal. Let's see what we got here. Fuel. Yeah, that looks good. Let's go to qualifying. See how it does. What kind of dog does your sister have? Followed you to work. Hilarious. He likes you, huh? I love this track. This is my favorite track, I think. It's that uphill section on the top of the Mount Panorama. It's great. Old tires. Respect the tires. It's gonna be a big lobby. Somebody else's race just finished. Everybody dumped into this one. This part of the track is just awesome. The way it rolls over these blind corners. And you're like, I don't know what's coming next, but I'm staying in the throttle. Don't want to go airborne here. It doesn't steer good when you're in the air.
I'm hungry.
Now we're rolling. I think I saw 192. That's crazy fast for this track. That's what you get when you take the rear wing and completely off the car. Really fast on the straights. So if you can tame it in the twisties, it's a lot of fun. Just a common dog, yeah. Sometimes the mixed breed dogs are the best ones. We call them mutts. A mutt. M-U-T-T, I guess. Charge up the hill. Try to carry as much speed as possible, because it's hard to get it back if you lose it, since you're going uphill. Nice and tidy through there. Full throttle through here. And back on the downshift. Take off from second gear this time. Right, good warm up. Yeehaw! Big head. Oh, look at all these cool cars. I love the mixed class. There's all kinds of neat stuff. Freaking 85 Camaro Z. So those cars in high school. What tires is everybody running soft? Yeah. Yeah, I don't have the right tires. So that's alright. One guy with mediums. A big field. 17 cars. Maybe he'll warm up to him. So he qualified fourth, 2:11. Yeah, these guys are a lot faster. Woo! You're gonna have to really get after it. I don't have the sticky tires they have, so kind of a disadvantage, but I'm running a little bit slicker tire, but it'll last through the whole race for sure. Starting to warm up in here a little bit. 73 degrees. It started at 71 this morning. It's so cold outside with the windows open. I think it's 65 degrees outside. Pretty day outside. (8:24 a.m.) I'm trying to feather this throttle and get a good launch. It's pretty good. Need to get behind somebody so I can draft here. Jeez, ruined it already. The guy behind me is using the wall to make his turns. The worst is when you have somebody behind you trying to make a pass through this section. It's so dangerous to do that. A lot of people do it because they want to win at any cost. You're not using any common sense. Yeah. I think I went to bed about 2 or 3, and then I set my stopwatch to see how long I slept, and it was about 4 hours, which was actually pretty good for me. I used to only get about an hour and a half to 3 hours at the most, so 4 hours was. And I laid in bed for a little while, so part of that wasn't actually sleeping. Got a Frenchie in here trying to say something. I don't know what he's saying. Here's where the low was really good on these straightaway. So that guy behind me, he's in my draft, but once I get over 100 feet from him, he can't draft on me anymore. So I start really pulling away. Nice job, dude. Thank you very much. Yeah, of course he doesn't stop. When they hit you once, that's one thing, but when you keep hearing that doom, 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 that means they're not letting off the throttle. They're consistently running into you. That's an asshole driver. That's what's uncalled for. There he is, Sir Do Come-A-Lot. What's the matter, sir? Does your brakes not work? You hit me about 15 times in a row back there. That was really good through there. Not a passing zone, but you know what people do. Risk it for the biscuit. This car sounds so good.
Incoming and brake.
Real good exit there. These guys are battling it out. Probably one of them's gonna wreck. Yeah. This is just not the place to be trying to pass people. Ha! He disconnected from the game. What a loser. Got mad he was getting past. See it all the time. I don't know how this guy in front of me managed to get a F1 car on the damn track. That's crazy. Everybody else is in full body cars. Dude's in a F1. Short shift to minimize the wheel spin. Half a second faster than my best lap that time. That'd be even better if I could get behind somebody and draft. We're on a good lap. A little faster than the previous one. Yeah, I love that track. That's so fun. It just flows good. Yeah, 208 lap. Would have been better if we didn't get spun out, but that's just part of it. Lost 4 positions in the spin out. And the guy who did it, he quit the race, so, you know, that's how it goes. It's like, what are you even doing? You're not even going to stay in the race, but you're wrecking people. Like, what are you doing? These guys had dirty laps. Those times are invalid. They cut corners. So while it was their fastest lap, it wasn't a clean lap. Look at all these guys with penalties. They were ramming. That may be why that one kid quit. He may have had so many penalties, got DQ'd. I think we started with 17 or 18 cars. We finished with 12, so a bunch of people quit Oh, Yellowbird. Used to have a poster of that car when I was a kid. Short version of Hockenheim. See what other tracks are available. Welcome to the stream, those of you that just found me here. Yellow. I definitely want to race that one. A little bit of practice time. It's one of my favorite tracks. It's very smooth, very fast, bank corners. It's real nice. Italy, I believe. Says we can run a 153 lap potentially. Do qualify, see how we do. I just eat it for the shape.
I'm hungry.
Whoa. Turn, baby. Let's check our camber. About right. Watching the rear camber. Camber looks perfect. What a cool track. Fast track. Yeah, that's a really good one. You like the oranges? Yeah, I've got some mandarins here. I was eating some of those last night. After I eat that really spicy ramen, my mouth's kind of on fire for a minute. So I usually eat a banana or orange afterwards, something sweet. Cool me back off. And those mandarins are the little bitty ones, and they're easy to peel. I like them. Not like anything sweet anyway, but on a budget right now, so I hadn't been eating many snacks or anything like that. I'm gonna have to go to the grocery store. About out of everything. Just try not to turn loose of the money until I absolutely have to. I like this part of the track right here. A little drift you can do, it's fun. Yeah, they're good. I haven't figured out the proper braking distance on this track yet. Been a while since I've seen it. A couple months. A little late on that turn. Oh, no, that's a drift. More than a turn. Yeah, a little bit more of a drift. This would be a great track if you're into drifting. A lot of long, sweeping, fast corners. And a little bit too much. We shall never lift. Our second lap was the best one, 159. That was a 2-0. First of all, the tires are cold, so they're usually not the best. Yeah, that's a great track. There's only one guy in my class right now, but it's still doing practice, so... Do some practice laps with the multi-class guys. My internet connection's working better today. It got real bad last night. Finally had to call the ISP. I'm like, what are y'all doing? And we got some people joining this server now, so maybe I'll have some competition in my class. We'll wait on this car behind me and mess around a little bit since we're just in a practice session for a minute. What in the Scooby-Doo is this guy driving? that an old Fiat or something? Not real sure what the hell that is. Looks like he's got white wall tires. No, he's got big rims on there. Oh, it's a Datsun? Comes a RX-7. Looks like a FD. Okay, what's his fucking problem? I was just cruising, man. I don't know why that guy had to ram me. Could have easily went around me. Barely on the throttle.
Incoming at brake.
Always fascinates me when people with slow cars run you off the road. Like, don't you know I'm going to catch up with you? And give it right back to you? It's so dumb. We're going to fuck with him a little bit. It's just practice. It doesn't matter. No penalties or anything. Since he wanted to fuck around and find out, he gonna find out. Bunch of people just joined the server. Warning them, I'm about to do something really stupid. Like that. I like her station wagon. I felt like the back brakes locked up there. Kind of wiggled. Hello, Andy. Remember running me off the road earlier? I'm always the one that gets spun out. This car's too light. Never fails. And that is why you don't retaliate. It usually ends up wrecking yourself. But we're in practice session, so we're just goofing around. Since he wanted to run me off the road earlier on purpose. Alright. Fingers crossed it doesn't disconnect us again. It's been doing that a lot right when the race starts. There we are, way back there in the back. And got a little too much fuel. Datsun Roadster 69. There's the wagon. I like that one. I'm about to do something really stupid. Alright, no traction control, no ABS, no rear wing for downforce, so We're gonna try to modulate the throttle and be super smooth with it. And same with the braking since there's no ABS. We're running sport tires. We're not running the sticky slicks, so these tires will last the whole race, but they're not the best. So it should be interesting. Feather the throttle. I just want to haze the tires a little bit, not really spin them that much. That's about as good as I can do. Yeah, somebody's already rammed me. Tires are cold, I forgot about that. Somebody's car is really loud. It's probably this Ferrari. So, for some reason they made the Ferrari super loud in this game. It doesn't even sound good, it's just loud. Currently running in 4th place. Good place to be in the first corner. Alarm's going off, I can't reach it. Wait till I get on the straightaway there. Supposed to be getting a phone call around 9 to 10 o'clock. I'll have to take business stuff I gotta take care of. These guys are fast. I'm drafting on them and I still can't catch them. Traffic is the great equalizer though. Guy's holding me up. He's a little slow. He's fast on the straights, but he's slow in the corners. That's the first place. No, that's second place in front of me here. There's the orange RX-7 that was ramming me earlier. So I wouldn't be surprised if he does some more of that. That vet's really fast. Oh, I went too far. Sometimes when you get right behind somebody, you can't see the turn coming up. Get too close to him, you can't see much. This car sits really low. It's our best lap. Part of the track's fun. I like the way it flows. I'm gonna go too fast.
Incoming at brake.
Put us in second place. Somebody stopped our tires, so they were on the sticky tires. Benefit of running these sport tires, they're not as sticky, but they'll last the whole race. I don't have to stop and pit like that guy did.
Nice to meet you. I'm Silly Kitty.
Ah, what the hell? I got the wheel turned. Fucking grass is like ice. It's ridiculous. Do not miss that about Forza. The other games got it a lot better. Man, you get a tire off and it just sucks you over like a vacuum cleaner. Even though I had the wheel turned severely, it still would not turn. running in second place. Just need the tires to hold out a little bit longer. They're getting down there pretty good. Real wide on that one. That's my fastest lap so far. About 0.3 of a second. Gotta hold him off for 1 minute. We got some penalties, so he could probably still get second place from me just by being kind of close to me. Trying to put some distance on him. That's a good race. That's fun. Hello, welcome to the stream. See some new people got in. Yeah, I ended up with third because I had penalties. I had 6 penalties. There's some corner I kept clipping a little too much, apparently. Here we are. Got a podium finish. I know that guy. Tweety ran a flawless race. That's hard to do. To drive it perfectly the whole way. Cool. Let's see. What time is it? 9 o'clock. I'm supposed to be getting a phone call any minute. Alright, I'll have to bounce. think I'm gonna eat some breakfast and then I gotta get ready for this phone call. But make sure you guys follow and subscribe depending on what platform you're watching on. I'm streaming to TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch right now, so you can follow and subscribe on each of those if you like, so you get notifications whenever I get back online. But I'm gonna do some more racing today. Probably gonna do some Battlefield 2042, some Dirty Bomb, which is another first-person shooter, kind of a hero shooter that came out before Overwatch. I think it's a lot better. I don't know what else we'll get into. Let me pull up my desktop. Let's see what icons we got here. Let's see. Yeah, I'd probably do Battlefield, more Forza. I'm thinking about doing Body Cam. I don't know if you guys have seen that game before, but it looks real. It's really impressive first-person shooter. So probably these, and I'm kind of wanting to get into Rust, but I gotta have somebody to play with. The solo life in Rust is just brutal, so it's not ideal for a solo guy. You just get worn out by clans that running 4 or 5 deep, and there's just one of you. You can't possibly win that. But anyway, follow, subscribe if you hadn't already. I appreciate you guys stopping by, and I'll be back on in a little while. Just going to take this phone call. I should call any minute this hour, and then get some breakfast out of the way, and then I'll get back on. So